Frank, in Belfast now, it's been a big summer so far. Josh Warrington, Ellen Rhodes, Tyson Fury's return, and this will top the lot off.
It is. It's a fantastic opportunity for Cole to fight in his hometown stadium. It's all stuff that dreams are made of, and we made it happen for him. So we've got a good show on here. We've got Cole obviously defending his interim title. We've got Paddy Barnes in a real tough fight to become, I think, it's a bit like a Lomachenko job, isn't it? He's had five fights, and his sixth fight, can he win a world title? So he's a bit in the deep end, but he fancies the job, so it's going to be a good fight. And then we've got the special attraction on the card of the big man himself having his second fight against better opposition.
What did you make of Tyson Fury's first fight, and how's he been since that? What sort of conversations did you have with him?
I was very disappointed the guy, didn't come out. I was very disappointed with that. Bearing in mind when we made the fight, he'd gone 10 rounds with Manuel Shah, give a very, very good account himself. Shah is the WBA regular champion, but it was what it was. Tyson needed to get the cobwebs out of his system. A little bit of messing around in the first couple of rounds. That when he got down to business, I think he took the fight out of the guy. And it had to happen. I said from the beginning, we're not going to be putting him in with King Kong to start with. He's got to get back in the groove, and that was the first of the fights back, and now that's gone and we're on to the second one, and it's a great setting for it.
Is it hard to keep his feet on the ground? Because he must, having been the lineal heavyweight champion of the world, he knows what he can do. How hard is it to get that balance right?
It's tough. I mean, he obviously wants fights, but making world title fights, it's tough to make world title fights, but you can make them. But it's not about making them; it's about winning them and defending them. And he needs to get that rust out of his system. It's nearly 1,000 days out of the ring before he fought Sefri. So he's back now, and the intention is to keep him busy.
And as for Carl Frampton, if he comes through against Luke Jackson, which you obviously believe he will, what's next for him? Is there talk of you saying in the press conference about Josh Warrington before the end of the year? That'd be a huge fight.
Well, it's a massive fight. Josh came through in big style in Leeds when he beat Lee Selby. I mean, he went in there to a lot of people an underdog. It's a fight I really fancied him to win, and he won it in big style, as I just said. He's well and truly announced himself on the world stage. Him and Carl Frampton, two great guys, both got fantastic fan base. Can you imagine what that's going to be like, the atmosphere of that? But obviously Carl's got to come through his fight. I'm sitting down with Josh and his team tomorrow, and we're going to make some decisions whether he's going to have a fight in between or he'll wait to see for the winner of this. At the end of the day, it'll be his decision.
And as you said, then they've both got massive fan bases, both big fighters, former world champion, current world champion. Where does that fight happen?
Well, unfortunately, if we want to get it on before the end of the year, it's going to have to be in an arena rather than a football stadium. It deserves a football stadium, but as we all know, the football season's on. You're not allowed, and you're standing on this reseeded pitch, you're going to get in trouble. That's why we're here on the 18th of August rather than going in September. So it'll be in an indoor arena, and we want to get it on. So and obviously it'll have to go on in neutral territory.
Just going back to Tyson Fury, you said you want to keep him busy. He said he wants to be busy. So if he comes through fine in August, which we expect he will he fight again in 2018?
Oh yes, yeah. I think he wants to have a couple of fights before the end of the year, and that's the intention. I want to get him in a big fight by the end of the year.
When you say big fight, what sort of opponent can, not without necessarily having to give a name, but what level of opponent can people expect?
It'd be a world level opponent. He obviously can't fight Joshua because Joshua looks like he's fighting Povetkin. And he obviously won't be fighting, well, who knows, maybe he would fight Wilder. It'd be interesting to see whether it was him. But, that's what we're looking at, trying to get him into a decent situation. But it's to set up, hopefully get him in a position where it sets up a fight for Joshua for next year.
And another name sort of in between that level that's been mentioned is Tony Bellew. He's done a lot of talking about it. Tyson's less keen on the idea, but it's huge appeal in that fight. Is there potential for it?
I think there is huge appeal in it. It's a fight that I'm quite sure at the end of the day we may be able to get on. We will see. But I want to get this one out of the way. And when he's ready to go, which will be within his next couple of fights, then we can start making some decisions about these big fights that the fans want to see.
And just finally, you keep delivering on the promises you've been given. You said you get Tyson Fury back. He's come back. He's looking like he's having some big fights hopefully coming up now. Josh Warrington stadium fight, Carl Frampton stadium fight, possibility for those two to meet each other. Must be very satisfied as you look ahead to next year of keep doing that.
Well, it does. I mean, you know, since we've got into this partnership with BT, it's gone from strength to strength, and we're in a strong position. I think we delivered the highest rating for a linear channel, subscription channel, with Tyson's last performance by far a great rating, and we go from strength to strength. You know, we've got to keep working. We've got some great youngsters coming through, get themselves involved with some big fights. So we're, you know, I always say it's a process. We've been at it a year, and look what we've done, what we managed to achieve in a year, which is not bad. And hopefully we can do the same by this time next year. We'll be in really good shape. You know, we want to be doing some more stadium fights, and that's where we're at.
Is there any word on Billy Joe Saunders at all? Because obviously he had to pull out against Martin Murray. You've got Canelo and Golovkin fighting each other. Looks like it in August. Has he got a next fight lined up, or when could we see him back?
Well, Bill's not going to be available to fight till September. He had this injury, so we'll wait until then. I'm seeing him this week, and we'll make a decision what we're doing. In the meantime, Martin Murray, who unfortunately has been on the end of Bill pulling out 2 fights due to injury, he's fighting on Saturday. He's got a tough fight. He's fighting for the WBC silver belt, which would get him into the one spot. He comes through that, but we've delivered for him, and I want to. Hopefully, he will come through it, and he'll be in the mix. It's just, you know, as I say, the name of the game is to keep delivering, making the fights that the fans want to see.
And last one, on that same night this week, you've got Anthony Yarde, Daniel Dubois. Tyson said he sees big things for Dubois and Gorman as well. What do you think of those two potentially in the future? How soon? They're both really highly rated and keep delivering.
Well, they do, and you know, Daniel's only he's 20 years of age, and Nathan's only 21. They're 2 young heavyweights, and they're just looking better and better in every fight. You know, Daniel's got a tough fight next time out against, this weekend against Little. That's going to be a tough fight for him. And Nathan, I thought, boxed extremely well in his last fight. Very mature performance and done a great job. Showed great hand speed, great movement. Imagine them two getting it on down the road. You know, a couple of years' time, that's going to be a mega fight. A mega fight.